Today we are talking multi-cam. Whenever you're using two cameras for an interview, for any kind of video, if they're running for the same time, shooting the same thing, this will save you a ton of time. So many times whenever you're shooting, you want to have a B cam to cut back and forth from. Most of the time whenever I have a B cam, it's really just to save me the hassle of trying to blend the cuts. So I just have this camera running right now, but if I had a B cam going and I slipped up and needed a cut, I could cut to that B cam and you couldn't even tell that there was a cut because it's a different camera angle. A lot of times whenever I do interviews, I might have them say the same thing twice, and the first half will be good in the first one, the second half will be good in the second one, and I want to blend them together. I can use the main angle for the first one and then the B cam for the second one, and it'll blend them without you even noticing that it's two different thoughts. So this is an easy way to add production value, but today we're talking how it can save you time. Instead of having the clips stacked on top of each other, cutting back and forth, lining the audio up perfectly, we can have the computer do it for us. So all we do is toggle back and forth as we watch the clip through. So into Premiere, and we have our two clips here. This is a recent tutorial that I did where I had this A cam and then I also had this B cam. So whenever I was doing this, I knew that I wanted this A cam to be whenever I was talking to the camera, and the B cam whenever I have this screen recording up right now. Let me know if you like one more than the other. I'm trying to do both options to see which one I like as well. So whenever you do this, a lot of times people think that the only way to do it is to go in, make your sequence, drag your first one in, go over, drag your second one in, and then manually line them up. If you go over, see the audio is a frame off. I tried recording them at the same time, but it's just not possible. So how do we avoid that? How do we go and line them up without manually going through frame by frame and having that little change in audio? Delete them out there. Grab this first one, hold shift, grab the second one, right click on the first one, go down to create multi-camera sequence. There we go. Make sure that audio is selected right there. Click OK and it will go ahead, it will line them up. Once it lines them up, it'll take a second because it's reading the audio levels, it's reading both clips so that it can line up perfectly. But give it a sec, give it a sec, give it a sec, give it a sec. This is taking long. I'm editing off of a Lacy right now instead of an SSD, which I hate doing, but I didn't feel like transferring these project files back. Anywho, now you have it. This clip right here, you see multi right there. It says multicam sequence at the end of whatever the first clip was named, but drag that into your timeline and it's going to be green. Now, why is it green? It is green because it has two clips inside of it. The next thing you'll want to do is you will want to go into the bottom effects panel. So we talked about this proxies one before. I'm not using proxies, so we can toggle that off. So the one that we will want to toggle on in this situation is this right here, toggle multi-camera view. You will click on that, and then all of a sudden you will see both frames in the left, and then the right is whatever the screen will see whenever you toggle off the multicam. So this view is just so you can see what both cameras are doing at the same time, make it easier for you to cut back and forth. If you don't see this toggle multi-camera view in the bottom of your program panel, click this plus, go ahead, find it up here. So these four squares and then the big square, click on that, drag it down, and then it will be in there. Now you go through, you play it back. Whenever you're playing it back, you want to make sure your cursor is selected up in this program panel, or else the cuts won't happen properly. But then it's as simple as watching back. You can watch both at one time. Click 2 to go to the second camera, click 1 to go back to the first camera, then go back. You can go back and forth as much as you want, and the coolest part about it is once you pause it, you will have cuts in your timeline right here. You see it cuts wherever you clicked 1 or 2. All you're doing is clicking 1 and 2 in your keyboard. If you have 3 or 4 other cameras, it'll just be 1, 2, 3, 4. This is as simple as it is. This will save you so much time. It lines it up for you. You want to make sure that the first clip that you select whenever you're merging them is the one that you want the audio for, and then it will also pull the correct audio, and it'll just make everything easier. It's all about saving time whenever you have these long form things to do, but also adding production value. This will help you stay organized in your timeline, which whenever there's heavy revision processes is always nice. I'm working on a project right now that it's going through a lot of revisions, and I'll be honest, I wasn't the most organized whenever I was doing it. But you know, you can always figure it out. It'll just take some extra time. So I'm trying to help you guys avoid this problem that I'm having and save as much time as possible. If this helped you, let me know. Throw it a like down below. Subscribe if you've been enjoying these tutorials, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.